Ladies and Grenadins, welcome back. Neon here, doing another video for today. This time, I am going to be playing some Combrei Midrange, big Combrei style deck. Damn, is sketchy, but we're going to keep it, which could be said of a lot of things about this deck in my mind. This is a deck, of course, that got into the both two copies in the top 8 of the most recent ETS, and it's one that I think did reasonably well in the previous one. In addition, so this is a deck that has been doing decent in the Eternal scene, and maybe is a little bit underappreciated right now. So, going to try to bait out a Torch. This also is hoping to try and soak up a lot of my opponent's turn here, because I'm going to be able to play a 3-drop next turn, and yeah, okay, so it's not that bad. It could be worse. But yeah, this is, of course, Combrei, which it's headlined by Siditi, has shit like Stand Together and sort of Unity in the deck. It is a solid deck, to say the least. I'm not going to play into Torch here, because I can, for instance, hold up Crown Watch Standard next turn, which I'm pretty excited about. Jesus. Calm down, friend. Given the fact that they do not have any power available, I'm going to do this. No, they basically can't attack here. If they, so I'm countering a spell. If they attack, oh, interesting. I was actually thinking, like, maybe they're going to attack just with the Oni Patrol, but they do not. Interesting. Yeah, we need another power to actually enable this. Definitely want to keep 3 health on this guy. We're playing the Impatient Pyromage version, what I've said that I'm not excited about. Okay, Oni Patrol, sure. Well, I'll be able to kill that, which is exciting. I don't actually care about the Curse of Provocation. But yeah, this deck just feels very fair to me, is my issue with it. Like, here we have a pretty decent chance of just dying to bullshit. Like, our opponent hasn't done anything special. I mean, like, they curved out reasonably well. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, we're not living very well here. Oh, hey, well, this is the thing in the deck that is unfair, I would say. It is the Sword of Unity. Okay, so we would need 10 to do both, so we can't do both. But I am going to gain a lot of life. I hope that my opponent can't equal this, is really my only chance. Like, they can definitely burn me out from here. Yeah, I think that Sword of Unity is great. That is a card that I am excited about playing in this deck. Siditi is not at its best in this deck in my mind, partly because you have to sacrifice Teacher in the build. Like, that might be not something that you notice initially, but this is a 2-faction Combrei unit-heavy deck, and it is not playing Teacher. That is a pretty big sacrifice. And I think that you have to, in order to... I mean, I am a little bit suspicious of having both Tacos and Siditi in the same deck. Don't feel like it's a good, flavor pairing. This has got to be a keep. And, I mean, like, Awaken Soon too. Like, it's a good card, especially since people are not playing a lot of main deck Hailstorms nowadays. Jesus, deck, calm down. That's going to the bottom. I don't think that Tokas is at his best in this deck either, to be clear. He's a good card in ramp. He's very good in ramp. Here, he's just kind of mediocre. I feel like the chances that my opponent got Hailstorm are close to 100%. This is a very conservative play. But I think I just have to. Because I can definitely win against... I can beat Hailstorm. I just like worry for a second there whether they're going to double Vara's favor of this out of the game, which is to be a pain in the ass. Oof. Okay. Well, and I actually don't mind getting the Seek Powers. That's part of the reason why I think the Royal Decree is not good all the time. People like overrate it. I'm going to have to replay this in order to see whether this is from the market or not, because I did not notice that. That's really important to me when like I'm playing against something like a smuggler, so that way I know whether it came from the market or not. Whether they're a psychopath who's just playing main deck Royal Decree. It's not that crazy. I think that I've been convinced that it is reasonably. So I am going to replay. Yeah, so they get the Sword of Unity. And it is from the market. So that means that we're not going to face any more of those. The fact that I have a sword in the market, though, is quite strong. I guess that the Aegis, like the stand together, is not the best against my opponent's deck, because my opponent's deck very likely plays Vara. That's great. That's fine by me. This is a pretty good hit. Assuming they don't have Annihilate. Annihilate would be annoying. They do not have Annihilate. They are at 10. That's not a high life total. That is not a card I care about very much. Tukas seems slow. This is particularly good, assuming that my opponent plays any responds to this by playing a blocker, which is most likely. The one that I'm most scared of is actually Black Sky Harbinger, but they would need to have an undepleted power. Not inconceivable to do, but the one that was more likely was something like Vara. In which case, we feed her the +2/+2. We Avagraft her ass, and they concede. Deck is feeling okay. I'm still not convinced about Tukas. I mean, I'm always convinced about tacos. Don't get me wrong. I am in for tacos. But Tukas, a little bit medium. Particularly in this deck. I mean, in the Ram deck, he was very, very good. Don't know really what you would play instead, though. You could play just more 2-drops. Like you could play Teacher. It's not crazy to play Teacher. But yeah, this deck is one that has been having some reasonable constructive success, particularly within a very specific team of people. I think it's some of the same people who have been playing it a lot. I know this Bike Spokes was the one who did the best with it in the most recent ETS event. Yeah, there's also like some interesting little inclusions. Like the Minotaur Plightmaker is a cute one, and I am interested to see how it does. I have played this deck a little bit off stream and or not off stream, off YouTube, and I have been like reasonably happy with it. It's never. This is one of the things about like Combrei and Combrei mid-rangey decks is that they're very rarely going to feel like, holy shit, dude, you just see what I did. They are pretty honest in what they're doing. So while they are like they can be good, but they don't feel like they're doing anything stupid. And usually nowadays, you would rather have something that feels dumb, like it's breaking some rules in some way. In my mind, like that's what I'm used to nowadays with a lot of decks that I play. Don't know how I feel about the composition of this market, to be frank. Like Avagraft over Vanquish, like Storm, Halt Knife, another one. It feels like a deck that could really use a power in the market. Like when you're playing cards like Awakened Student, it's hard to buy that you're not supposed to play a power. Yep. Pristine Light is particularly interesting because they can play something like Heart of the Vampire, and then I can attack and Pristine Light. But the fact that my 4 attack unit is just costs 2 means that I'm a much more comfortable sacrificing it to Pristine Light. I really have no idea what my opponent will be getting here, though. There's a lot of possibilities here. I guess it could be Caleb's choice? No. I don't know. I honestly am not sure what my opponent would be getting there. It wasn't a banner, because they didn't play a power last turn. This was the one that came off the... It came off of this gentleman here. This is kind of cool. I'm not going to complain about this. That much. I mean, I could. Torch? Oh, so for Fusel. Okay. I'm assuming that was from the market, right? Oh, right. I have to go through the entire turn. Jesus. Hey. Come on, Dark Revenger. Yeah, we got all this part. We know this. Technically, the student was on the other side, but, you know, minor thing. Okay, that wasn't not from the market, so there's still a market guard available. I'm honestly not sure what I'm supposed to do, because I don't know what they got. Maybe a site. Maybe another counterspell too? Caleb's choice. Okay, so they're just flush with counterspells. Sure. So play this. It's kind of nice. Kill one. Chill out, man. I'm sorry I'm being a little bit quiet. I'm just like really thinking about how I win this game because I'm in a lot of trouble. I suppose I can next turn attack in with the Winchest Merchant, hope that they kill it, and then I silence him. I'm at 6 though, which is not a high life total, which is not where I want to be with this deck. Let's do this. I'm also going to particularly wait for a pause, or like check to see if they have a pause. There is a pause. Okay, well in that case I'm just dead. I don't know if there was a way for me to win this game. Maybe there was. This one felt really tough because they just had Titan after Titan after Titan. If I had gotten the Avagraft after the first one, like my first time I went to the market, I think there's a decent chance that I win there because I blocked the other ones. The issue is that I have no way of knowing that's how the game's going to play out. I also just was like missing power. I'm like so convinced that we need the power in this market. This hand seems so mediocre. I mean, it's got a bunch of 2-drops. I just don't want to play any of them. This is so much worse. I'm brutally punished. There's no way I can keep this hand. I should get the first one. Blech. The thing is that just a bunch of like Student is also one of my big issues with it is that it's so bad on the draw. And that's one of the things that I'm actually just more and more thinking that about, like, I really want that in a card nowadays of being good on the draw, because it just feels like play draw matters a lot right now. I don't know if that's, I think I've heard that from other people too. It's not just me that it's a very play draw dependent metagame. Please don't. Okay, so I'm playing against Storm. Most likely. Yes, I'm definitely playing against Storm. This is a treat, though. We will be able to have some fun, I think, with this. So that's good. But yeah, I think that the play drawness matters a lot. They're just noticing that my market has so little tools for this matchup. I think that actually Avagraft is going to be very good here. And the reason why is that it will stop my opponent from being able to storm off properly. Because if I Avagraft away a merchant, then they can no longer I'm going to keep him played for the purposes of being able to hit kill with the Avagraft. I'm I'm not sure what they're going to be playing a merchant here. But yeah, so like for instance, now I can do the following. Aftergraft, and then if they hit it on the top, then they can't play it. Funny. See how this works out. The last time I played against this deck, by the way, it crushed me. It destroyed me. It was so not close, it was hilarious. Every turn I think about how much I would love to have a power in my market. I mean, a real one, not this one. Because I could go, like, Winchester Merchant, put this back, put this, like, play the power, play the play the Marshal. All my words are just flowing like butter. Buttery words. My opponent is also building quite the wall. This guy is looking not good in this deck, man. I'm just telling you. Yep. This is going to be going on for a little while. What my opponent's doing, basically, is going to try and play their entire deck. And I am hoping... They might have a relic removal spell in their market, which would make a difference. Oh, they're out of power now. That's kind of exciting. It's going to make it hard for them to win. I think I noticed it the last time, too, that they were playing the Magma Hounds in it. It's just, like, that seems tough to me. I guess you're going to be playing a lot of Workshop Forges in the deck. It might have been worth Desert Marshalling to do this. Excavate? Yeah, man. That's annoying. I am supposed to continue attacking, though. Like, having 3/3 on defense is not going to make a very big difference. Comes to possibilities. They're going to go face with these a lot because their plan is to burn you out through just cheap burn spells. Pack Beasts are also a good addition because you're able to play out more power in your turn that you're going off. God, if I die from here, it's going to be so annoying. Tutor Sanctum. Yep. Tutor Sanctum. They're not hitting any merchants. Come on, hit a merchant. That's what I played it for. I played the stupid... God damn it. Come on. Ah! Well. That was a turn. Hit a merchant. Come on, please. No. I actually think the deck is pretty good. It has impressed me both the times. Maybe I was playing... I can't remember what I was playing the last time I played against. It might have been Combrei once again. This deck feels so dorky. Oh my god. I guess I haven't hit Siditi, which is one of the big appealing things that you get to play in this deck. You don't really have to ramp it out consistently, though. I feel like... Can't keep this. My first play is a 4-drop. I definitely say that I'm not enjoying playing this deck. This deck is like whether or not it's good, I really can't tell for sure. It feels like the games where it goes off really well. It's like, wow, there's some, like, everything feels so consistent. I actually kind of like, playing just a fair, consistent deck sometimes. Then other times you're just kind of like, wow, none of our cards are powerful exactly. This is a good card. Woof. Well, get busy living, etc., etc. I feel like they're going to have actually a really hard time being Plate Maker, unless they equivocate right here. This is going to be an annoying card for them with Stand Together. Yeah, they equivocate. Sure. I'm going to play it slow for the purposes of knowing that I can hit my CDT next turn. This market feels so redundant, too. Because we have just, like, removal spell, removal spell, removal spell. What is that? 3? I'm doing this to maximize the chances that I might not hit next turn, because I think the Curse Provocation is going to have to do some hard carrying here. Because this matchup does not feel great, because my opponent has a lot more card advantage than I do. Maybe I'm getting these more interesting matchups. Like, this is a fun matchup. In terms of, like, I'm playing a deck that isn't exactly super conventional and popular, and they're playing a deck that is definitely not super conventional and popular. This is another deck too. Like my opponent's deck is one that has been having some success in the less competitive circuit, if that's the way to describe it. What's my opponent doing? Boar. Okay. I'm hoping here to be able to go Desert Marshal into Stand Together, or Desert Marshal into Sword of Unity. This deck does not have enough power. Nobody can convince me otherwise. But yeah, like the market here, Pristine Light, Avergraft, and Knife are all removal spells, right? And these are both in there too. Two Aegis effects. Come on, you guys have some variety here. Ugh. Hey there. This feels worth it. Gotta say. I have to say that this one feels like it was worth it. Man, I love Equivocate as a card. It really creates some interesting situations. What's gonna happen here? Am I actually gonna be able to play this? That'd be sweet. How many of you have actually played a Curse of Provocation? Not how it has a summon effect, but actually played one. Because we are about to see that. My opponent probably plays Reread, though. And Caleb's Choice. Or Caleb's Choice. At least one of the two. What do we got here? Yeah, man. God, I want another power. I want power so badly. All I want in this world is power. If I drew power for the rest of the game, I would be very happy. Like, I think that literally, if I just drew power for the rest of the game. Stop it! You play that main deck. These animals. These monsters. Is it a power? No. Is it ever a power? God almighty. I do love that Cradle has become at least borderline competitive now. That is so sick. Definitely supposed to grab this. This card seems bad. I don't know. I really don't know. They'll copy a dragon. Copy a dragon. I guess they could copy the merchant that they have in play that's still unsilenced. Depends on what they have. It feels like they depleted a decent amount of the materials. Ugh. It's probably bad for me. If they have something good enough to go that's better than a 5/5, that's scary. It's got to be a counterspell. Maybe it's a sweeper. Okay. Oh, sure. Okay. I'm pretty happy about this. In that case. What's the best way to do this? What am I attacking with? Let's attack with this guy. Pristine light. pretty good. They can still mirror image here, but I think that their market has been very close to depleted at this point. They still have infinite spell damage, though. And it does give them another charge on their cradles, which I'm not happy about. They've got to have at least one charge there, then. That sucks. Closing out games is so hard without any reach. This feels as if they stumped hit them to a certain degree. So that's nice. I have no idea how that happened. I really feel like chumping with one of your smugglers there would be worth the free spell. Am I dead? Appears that I am not. I feel like I need to gain life. It sucks, but I think I have to. This is a surprising move. Equivocate? Sure. They are at 1 and 2. 0, oh yeah, 1 and 2. They're just out at this point. I could push for 2 more damage, obviously, but I think that the extra unit is pretty useful. They have show, though, now. It's either show or snowball. It could be snowball. Why, hello there. You have to have a card draw, I think, to get really blown out. Okay, Watcher of the Big Ones into Sword of Unity. They have a power in hand. We're dead. They're dead. We did it. Ah, that one was hard. That one was hard. We did it, though. Okay, well, this deck, all things being said, I am very unconvinced. I don't know how to feel about it. If it's the market, the market I'm convinced is a mess. You want a little bit more variety. You really want a power in the market. The deck is greedy for power. Tokas sucked all the entire time that we played him, basically. I just don't think that it's the sort of thing that this deck wants. I'm going to take the text on Tokas. Because I think that he could also mess you up, which I think is worth remembering. Enemy players. Okay, well that makes a bit of a difference. I really don't know how I feel about this. The fact that it's also this like weird split between a Flyers deck and a non-Flyers deck also feels really bad too. I don't know. There's just nothing about this deck that I 25 power with 2 standards is not where I want to be. In something that plays 5 drops. Usually we play 4 Seek, which helps out a little bit, and we have no 1 drops. But still, 2 double time cards that, I mean, they're good. The Minotaur Platemaker plus Sheriff Marley, neither of them felt good to me. I really don't know, guys. This deck has me stumped. I can't figure out how I feel about it. It has some appealing features, but I think that it's a little bit too narrow in what it's trying to do. And if somebody really either operates on a different axis, like that Storm deck, or kind of like goes over top of you, like I imagine that your ramp matchup, it could be pretty bad. Running into multiple Varas would be a pain in the ass. Baby Varas, of course. This feels like a really strong set 3 deck. Like back when set 1 deck. This would be very, very good back in set 1 because it was operating on this very fair axis and was doing basically everything that you saw back then, just much better. The difference is that we're in a different space, and sometimes this stuff matters and sometimes it doesn't. I think that we had to get kind of lucky in that last game for some of the misplays that our minor misplays that our opponent made in order to be able to pull that one off. That one was really close, and that feels like the kind of matchup where I should be able to crush them. If I can't crush a matchup like that, I think there's a problem with the deck. Actually, here's something. For example, why are we not playing Hojon in this deck? I feel that this would be a much better Hojon deck. For example, we play 4 Hojon, 4 Finest Hour in this deck, or 4 and then maybe something like the Initiation would be a good one to play as well. Here, that feels as if like there's a really convenient source of ramp. It is a source of justice ramp specifically, which is much more valuable in my mind than having a colorless ramp, which you get from Tokas. So I would I would be interested to try that out. So -4 Tokas, -2 Platemaker, -2 Sheriff Marley, then go +4 of the Hojon +4 Finest Hour. You could also then trade out the I am actually interested in trading out the merchant for the Combrei merchant, and then you can play 1 Platemaker in the market, which is pretty good there. And then, especially because you can go, like, if you draw Hojon later in the game, and you happen to have a Platemaker out, you can just play a weapon on him for free and get that ramp, which is kind of cool. So, do something like that would interest me. Yeah, there's something to this build. I think it needs work, though. I think that it has some holes and that need to be explored and better accounted for, because as it stands right now, I think it is there's just some clunkiness to it. The power count, it needs to be higher. It's just a big thing to me, so I'm not sure. Anyway, that will do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun. Still trying to figure out what to do exactly for this weekend. This deck definitely did not connect enough for me to feel like I wanted to go this direction. Just want to kind of like share those thoughts in case you were somebody who wanted to explore this. But it's an interesting build. It definitely has a future, but I don't think it's the best thing that's going on right now, is the long story short. That'll do it for today, though. Thank you so much for joining me.